Hi, this is Jaya. In this video, we shall see the summary of Out of the Cradle, Endlessly Rocking, a poem by Walt Whitman. This is a wonderful and a very lengthy poem by Walt Whitman. And in my previous videos, I have given a lot of information about Walt Whitman and his life and his works. Therefore, I am going directly to this poem. And in this poem, he says how when he sees the sea endlessly rocking like a cradle, like the sea waves coming again and again to the shore, his memory takes him to his childhood days and he recalls how he was in search of the mystery of life and death when he was very young. And all those memories, even after when he has become a man, makes him to cry, and when the tears come out he feels like a boy again, and how he threw himself on the shores to the waves, he does it again even after being a grown up person. And he recalls the experience which he had on Pomoxie shore one May morning, and he says that was the time when lilacs were in bloom. He observed two mockingbirds which were from Alabama, and he found that the female bird was always crouched on her nest and the male went around, and these two birds sang of their love all day long, and they were so happy, and the boy also shared their happiness. But one day the female disappeared, maybe it was even killed, and the male bird which returned to the nest was anxiously waiting for her, and since she did not return he addressed the wind, and he kept on singing and calling for his mate. And this song penetrated the heart of the curious boy, who treasured every note because he felt that he understood the bird's song, and he even considered the bird as his brother. And the bird's lament or aria affected the boy deeply, and he found that the bird was looking at each and every movement around him, and even the shadows made the bird to hope that it was his mate which was reappearing. And the notes of the song of the birds was echoed by even the moaning sea. The boy eagerly asked the sea to let him know the ultimate meaning, and then the sea came near him and whispered to the poet the word death. And this poem ends here telling that this is the secret that the sea has told him. It's a beautiful poem, and this was first published under the title A Child's Reminiscence in 1859, and later on it was titled as A Word Out of the Sea in 1860, and only in 1871 this present title Out of the Cradle Endlessly Rocking was given to this poem. It's a very lengthy poem, and the meaning of this title is A Word from the Sea, and the word death, or which is actually a process of birth, death, rebirth, is actual theme of the song. So let's go to the song. He begins like this: out of the cradle endlessly rocking, out of the mockingbird's throat the musical shuttle. He says here, out of the sound which comes from the sea waves, which is like a cradle endlessly rocking, and out of the throat of the bird I can hear the music. Out of the ninth month midnight, so you can understand he is talking about the month of the ninth month of the year. And he says, over the sterile sands in the fields beyond, where the child leaving his bed wandered alone, bareheaded, barefoot. And so he says in that month only he heard the birds, and every day in the morning he'll get up and run without even covering his head and without wearing anything in his legs. Barefooted he will run down from the showered halo, up from the mystic play of shadows twining and twisting as if they were alive. And for the boy, everything was alive around him. The nature was responding to him. Out from the patches of briars and blackberries, from the memories of the bird that chanted to me. And when he went there, he heard the birds chanting, that is singing, and it was as though he was able to understand what the birds were uttering. From your memories, sad brother, from the fitful risings and fallings I heard. Here the poet is calling the bird as his brother, the male bird as his brother, and is saying from the sad memories of the bird, he could understand what he was happening all around him. From under the yellow half moon, late risen and swollen as if with tears, from those beginning notes of yearning and love there in the mist. And he felt that even the half moon, which was yellow in color and which was swollen, it was appearing to the poet as though the moon also was with full of tears, just like the small boy, and it was as though the nature also understood the sadness of the bird. From the thousand responses of my heart never to cease, from the myriad thence aroused words, from the words stronger and more delicious than any, from such as now they start the scene revisiting, as a flock twittering rising overhead passing, borne hither ere all eludes me hurriedly, a man, yet by these tears a little boy again, throwing myself on the sand, confronting the way. So he says, I am recollecting the sad memories of that song which I heard when I was a child. And even after becoming a man now, when I recollect that songs which are always in my mind, it brings tears in my eyes, and I become the same little boy again who threw himself on the sand near the waves. I, chanter of pains and joys, uniter of here and hereafter, taking all hints to use them, but swiftly leaping beyond them. A remnant song. And he says, in spite of me being a great poet now, I am not able to forget the song which I heard then. Once Pamok. So he's saying it happened in Pamanok. That is the memory which has come to my mind now. When the lilac scent was in the air and 5th month the grass was growing. So he says that was the 5th month of the year when the lilac was blooming and the scent of that flower was all over in the air. Up the seashore in some briar, 2 feathered guests from Alabama, 2 together. And he says it was in this month we had 2 feathered guests, that is 2 birds which came from Alabama, and the 2 birds were always together, and they nest and 4 light green eggs spotted with brown, and every day the he-bird to and fro near at hand, and every day the she-bird crouched on a nest silent with bright eyes. They came here and they built a nest and they laid 4 eggs which were light green in color spotted with brown, and the male bird will go around and bring food to the nest, and the she bird will be crouched on the nest and she will be quietly waiting for the male bird. And every day I, a curious boy, never too close, never disturbing them, cautiously peering, observing, translating. And at that time the poet was a young boy, and he tried not to go close to the nest so that he will disturb them. So he was far away, just peering and observing and translating the song of the birds. Shine, shine, shine. So this is the song which the birds were singing. They asked the sun to shine. Pour down your warmth, great sun, while we bask, we two together. So the birds were asking the sun to shine on them because they are together. 2 together. Winds blow south or blow north, or winds blow north. Day come white or night come black, foam or rivers and mountains from home, singing all time, minding no time, while we two keep together. So they said, we are not bothered whether the wind is going to blow in the south or whether it's going to blow in the north, whether the day is white or the night is black, and whether we are in a home or river or mountain. We are going to keep singing all the time. We are not bothered about the time at all, because the only thing which matters to us is we both are together. Till of a sudden, maybe killed. Suddenly what happened is maybe even the bird got killed, unknown to her mate, because the male bird did not know that the female bird was killed or whether it got lost somewhere. One forenoon, the she bird crouched not on the nest. The she bird was not found in the nest, nor returned that afternoon, nor the next, nor ever appeared again. And it just got disappeared, and it was not seen back again. And thenceforward all summer in the sound of the sea, and at night under the full of the moon in calmer weather, over the hoarse surging of the sea, or flitting from briar to briar by day, I heard at intervals the remaining one, the he-bird, the solitary guest from Alabama. And from that time onwards, the boy was able to see only the male bird alone. Blow, blow, blow. So now this male bird is singing. It is saying the sea to also search for his mate. It is asking the winds also to search for his mate. It is asking every natural elements to search for his mate. It is saying blow, blow, blow. So it's telling the sea winds to blow along Pomac shore. I wait and I wait till you blow my mate to me. So he'll say, I'll wait till you bring my female bird back to me, my mate back to me. Yes, when the stars glistened all night long on the prong of a moss-coupled stake, Down almost amid the slapping waves sat the lone singer, wonderful, causing tears. And not only in the day, even in the night, the male bird was waiting for the female bird to come back with tears in his eyes. He called on his mate. He kept on calling. He kept on singing. He poured forth the meanings which I, of all men, knew. And whatever the bird sang, the boy was able to understand the words which was uttered by the bird. Yes, my brother, I know. He calls the bird his brother and he says, yes, I am able to understand what you are saying. The rest might not, but I have treasured. Maybe the other human beings are not able to understand what you are saying, but I have treasured what you are saying. Every note, for more than once dimly down to the beach gliding silent, avoiding the moon's beams, blending myself with the shadows, recalling now the obscure shapes, the echoes, the sounds and sights after they sought. The white arms out in the breakers, tirelessly tossing. I, with bare feet, a child, the wind wafting my hair, listened long and long. So he says, your song was observed by me. I was a child, but I was able to understand, and I'll always be there somewhere nearby so that I can listen to your song barefooted. Listen to keep, to sing, now translating the notes, following you, my brother. Soothe, 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 close on its wave, soothes the wave behind, and again another behind, embracing and lapping every one close. But my love soothes not me, not me. He can understand what the bird is saying. The bird is looking at the waves and saying that one wave is close to the next wave and they are together. But I am not able to be with my female. You waves are together soothing each other, but there is no one with me to make me happy and get away from my sadness. Low hangs the moon, it rose late, it is lagging. Oh, I think it is heavy with love, with love. And the bird looks at the moon and it says, maybe the moon is also in love. That is why it is lagging and it has come late tonight. Oh, madly the sea pushes upon the land with love, with love. And when it looks at the waves pushing on the land, it seems as if the sea itself is pushing on the land, and that is with love. Oh night, do I not see my love fluttering out among the breakers? What is that little black thing I see there in the white? And whatever this bird sees, it thinks also that is the image of its female, which is coming towards it. So when it's looking around, all the movements, all the colors, all the shadows, everything which is appearing to it seems like its female bird coming towards it. Loud, 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 loud I call to you, my love. Now the bird is calling louder and is saying, I am calling to you, my love. High and clear, I shoot my voice over the waves. Surely you must know who is here, is here. You must know who I am, my love. And the bird is saying, I am singing for you. And any moment far away also, it is thinking it is its female bird there. And it's saying, I am here, come back to me. Low hanging moon, what is the dusky spot in your brown yellow? Oh, it is the shape of a mate. So even the brown spot, yellow spot in the moon is like the mate of the bird, and it is asking the moon whether it is its female bird there. Oh moon, do not keep her from me any longer. And so it is telling the moon to send her back to him because he cannot be away from her for a long time. Land, land, oh land. Whichever way I turn, oh, I think you could give me my mate back again if you only would. For I am almost sure I see her dimly whichever way I look. And then it looks at the nature around it and asks the nature to return back its mate. Because wherever he sees, he is able to see a dim shape of her. Oh, rising stars, perhaps the one I want so much will rise with some of you. And when he looks at the stars, he says, along with you, I only hope that my female will also rise and come back to me. Oh throat, oh trembling throat, sound clearer through the atmosphere. Pierce the woods, the earth, some way listening to catch you must be the one I want. So he is trembling around to his throat, which is actually now trembling because it is continuously singing. He tells the throat to even throw the voice louder so that it can go across the forest, across everywhere around and reach the female bird which is waiting for the male. Shake out carols, solitary here, the night's carols, carols of lonesome love, death's carols, carols under that lagging yellow waning moon. Oh, under the moon, where she droops almost down into the sea. Oh, reckless, despairing carols. But soft, sink low, soft, let me just murmur. Or do you wait a moment, you husky noised sea? And then he says, I can hear a murmur very soft. And then he tells the sea to murmur or stop its sound for a moment so that he can hear what is that murmur. For somewhere I believe I heard my mate responding to me, because he feels that he can hear his female responding to his sound. So faint, the voice which he is hearing is so very faint. I must be still to listen, so that he himself should not make any movement. Be still and listen to the sound, and identify from which side the sound is coming. And he feels that it must be the sound which is the reply made by the female bird for him, but not altogether still, for then she might not come immediately to me. But at the same time, he says, I shouldn't be still at all, because if I am without any movement and if I don't reply to her, maybe she will think I am not here and not come back to me immediately. Hither, my love, here I am, here. Then he says, I am here, my love. With this just sustained note, I announce myself to you. This gentle call is for you, my love for you. So the bird is calling, thinking that the female bird is somewhere nearby, and a movement somewhere around him has made him feel that the bird is there. And he says, I am here and I am calling you gently. I am here waiting for you. Do not be decoyed elsewhere. And he says, don't get somewhere lost. Don't get diverted anywhere. That is the whistle of the sound. It is not my voice. He says, don't go in the direction, because that sound is made by the wind. That is the fluttering of the spray. And don't go this side, because that sound is made by the spray. Those are the shadows of the leaves. And he says, don't go in that direction, because that is not me. It is the shadows of the leaves. Oh darkness, oh in vain. He says, oh, it is everywhere, it is dark, and everything it's a waste. Oh, I am very sick and sorrowful, but whatever I am attempting, I am not able to get back my mate, and therefore I am becoming sick and sorrowful. Oh, brown halo in the sky near the moon, drooping upon the sea. Oh, troubled reflection in the sea. Oh, throat, oh, throbbing heart. And I singing uselessly all the night. Now the bird is moaning, because it understands that all the singing which it is doing all day and night is becoming useless. Oh past, oh happy life, oh songs of joy. Then the bird is thinking about the past, where it was so very happy with its female. In the air, in the woods, over fields, loved. But my mate no more with me. We two together no more. And that time we were in the forest, we were in the field, and we were so very happy, because both of us were together, and it was only love which was among us. The Arya sinking. Arya is, now he is lamenting. All else continuing, the stars shining, the winds blowing, the notes of the bird continuously echoing. With angry moans, the fierce old mother insistently moaning. On the sands of Momok's shore, grey and rustling, the yellow half moon enlarged, sagging down, drooping, the face of the sea almost touching. The boy ecstatic with his bare feet, the waves, with his air, the atmosphere dallying. The love in the heart, long pent, now loose. Now at last, timidly bursting, the Arya's meaning, the years, the soul swiftly depositing, the strange tears down the cheeks coursing. The colloquy there, the trio, each uttering the undertone, the savage old mother insistently crying, to the boy's soul's questions, sullying time. Some drowned secret hissing to the outsetting bard. So now the boy finds that everything around him is the same, nothing has changed, and even the sorrow of the bird has not changed. And one question arises in the boy, which asks about the secret, because he understands that nature is now responding to him, and he also understands that now he is becoming an outsetting bard, that is, he is a poet, and the poet inside him is coming out now. So as a child itself, Walt Whitman had the poet in him, and he identified that he is a poet, and he was able to express his ideas and thoughts. Demon or bird, said the boy's soul, is it indeed toward your mate you sing, or is it really to me? Now the boy is asking the bird whether you are singing to me, or are you calling your female? Or for I, that was a child, my tongue's use sleeping, now I have heard you. Because as a child I heard you, and even after I have grown up I am able to hear you. So maybe the bird was telling me its sorrow. Now in a moment I know what I am for, I awake, because the boy realized what he is for, and the poet in him awoke at that time. And already 1,000 singers, 1,000 songs, clearer, louder and more sorrowful than yours, 1,000 wobbling echoes have started to life within me, never to die. Because at that time itself, when he was a child, he was able to see nature, understand nature, and 1,000 songs started pouring in his mind. And all those songs are still there with him, and they are not dead. They will be there always with him. Oh, you singers, solitary, singing by yourself, projecting me. Oh, solitary me, listening, never more shall I cease perpetuating you. So now he looks at the bird and he says, you are alone singing and you are telling me everything. And I am also alone listening to you, and I will not stop listening to you. I will be always with you. Your memories, your notes, your song will always be with me. Never more shall I escape, never more the reverberations, never more the cries of unsatisfied love be absent from me. Never again leave me to be the peaceful child I was before, what there in the night. And he says, I will not be the same person I was before hearing your song. And I have lost the peace because your sorrow has come into me. By the sea, under the yellow and sagging moon, the messenger they aroused the fire, the sweet hell within. The unknown want the destiny of me. Oh, give me the clue. It lurks in the night here somewhere. So he talks to the messengers of nature and says, I want to know. I want to know the meaning of life and death. Come and tell me, because I can understand what you are saying. And oh, if I am to have so much, let me have more. Because already as a child, I have come to know so many more things. And if it is destined that I should be a poet and I should know the secret, then let me have more. A word then, for I will conquer it. The word final, superior to all, subtle, sent up. What is it? I listen. So it's saying, the poet is saying, I will listen. Tell me the secret. I want to know. I want to know that word which is a secret. Are you whispering it? Now he says to the sea, I can hear you whispering something. And have been all the time you sea waves. So he tells the sea waves. So all the time you have been telling this. Only thing is, we didn't concentrate and listen to you. You have been whispering the secret to human beings. Is that it from your liquid rims and wet sands? Where to answering the sea, delaying not, hurrying not, whispered me through the night and very plainly before daybreak, lifts to me the low and delicious word death. And then he says, yes, I can hear you clearly. Now you have told me the secret word, and the word is death. And again, death, 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 death. Hissing melodies, neither like the bird nor like my aroused child's heart. And he says that word death has been hissed by the sea waves, not loudly like the bird or like the child's heart, but edging near us privately for me, rustling at my feet, creeping thence steadily up to my ears and laving me softly all over. Death, 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 which I do not forget, but fuse the song of my dusky demon and brother, that he sang to me in the moonlight on Pamuk's grey beach, with 1,000 responsive songs at random. He, my own songs, awakened from that hour, and with them the key, the word up from the waves, the word of the sweetest song and all songs, that strong and delicious word, which creeping to my feet, or like some old crone rocking the cradle, and swatched in sweet garments bending aside, the sea whispered me. So now he says, nature has started answering to me and telling me the secret of life. And here the poet ends the song. It's one of the most famous songs of Walt Whitman. If you have anything more to add on to what I've said, please write it in the comment box. Like the video, share it with your friends, and if you have not subscribed my channel, please subscribe. Thank you.